Oh, what is this? Oh my god.
You never heard it?
Ho, ho, ho. It's magic.
It's magic.
It's magic, my bad.
Never make mistakes. Never use a plaything. This just gives me a warning. He's gotta realize everyone. You should be realized. It's his face up.
Oh my god.
How, it's magic. You know.
Oh Lord.
Okay, that's enough of that.
Yeah, say cut that.
Have you
Cut
heard that before?
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Okay. But I think that's a good start off to the show because last week Fitzpatrick looked like Peyton Manning. This
He
week
looks like Jesus.
this week he looked like bad Fitzpatrick, which really like.
He looks like Ryan Fitzpatrick.
And I
yeah.
read this great tweet about Fitzpatrick. Last week is why Fitzpatrick has been in the league for 10 years. This week was why he's been on 6 different teams. Because you never know what
Yeah.
Fitzpatrick you'll get. And honestly, I like Fitzpatrick. He wasn't a bad quarterback. Like, if we
He
had
could
our
be- yeah,
defense
he's
now and our weapons, I think we would be a playoff team with them. If
Yeah,
we
I
had
agree with
Gailey
that.
calling our plays. Because Gailey has honestly been
Oh,
our
God.
best play caller since I think the drought.
Yeah, he's a good coordinator, but he sucks as a head coach.
Oh yeah. Let's just say we had Schwartz as our defensive coordinator and Gailey calling the plays. We'd be
Yeah.
golden.
Oh yeah, and Rex is a head coach who
Well,
doesn't
the
have to do a
problem-
whole lot.
Or not even Rex, even like a actual head coach. But the thing is, like with Gailey, is they had pieces to be like a good defense, like as shown the year after, like right after he left, they had a top 3
Yeah,
top
they
20
did.
defense with Mike Pettin. And then a year later, they're top 3 with Jim Schwartz. It's just because he kept bringing in terrible defensive coordinators. I mean, he's a good coordinator, but
Yeah, he's a good offensive coordinator. He's done good things in New York.
as offensive coordinator. So let's get started. Really talking about books already. We're almost a quarter of the way through the regular season, which it's gone
Holy
pretty
crap.
fast.
It
I know.
has.
So our power rankings we released. We don't do things. We have like
We just did top 5 today.
just because we don't really feel there's a need. Yeah, just because we're too lazy, to not too huge of a difference, like the 20s and then 30s, really.
Yeah, we don't do that.
My power ranking. Funny, whenever I do a live stream, it tweets automatically. Great performance against one of the elite quarterbacks in our league. My internet, sorry. Here?
Yep.
But anyway, first stays at 1. New England moves up to 2. Minnesota stays at 3. Dave has wins. Philly's other great teams so far who really, I think, deserve number 5, but I was a pretty big win, and they look just like last week with and Jimmy Graham, I think, really helps their offense. And so you're going to talk about yours now?
Yeah, sorry. Like you're kind of breaking up, so I can't really hear.
Something's wrong with my internet.
Yeah.
I can hear you fine, but it's like
You hear
every
me?
once in a while it's reloading.
It's
Yeah, I
kinda
can hear
breaking.
you.
We good? All right. My power rankings. Top 3. We good? Oh, my bad. Top 3 stayed the same. Denver, New England, Minnesota. Top 3, that order. Green Bay moved into the top 5. They're at 4 now. They had a pretty impressive win. Great, fantastic first half versus the Lions. Aaron Rodgers was terrific, but they kind of took their foot off the gas in the second half. Otherwise, they would have crushed the whole game. That's why the score was so close. But they still dominated most of that game. So they're 4. And Philly with a huge bounce. I didn't even have Philly nowhere near the top 10 last week. Right now, I have them at 5. Anytime you beat Pittsburgh by 31 points and you're undefeated, and I know they played two of the worst, probably the 2 worst teams, week 1 and 2, but still they absolutely dominated Pittsburgh and they're undefeated. So I think you kind of have to put them there. I don't think Seattle's, I don't think they're top 5. Arizona, Carolina, they're certainly not. And since they beat
Seattle's more top 5 than Green Bay. Green Bay hasn't looked that impressive at all so far. Who did they beat the first week again?
they beat Jacksonville, but I'm not impressed with
remember.
Seattle at
Jacksonville,
all.
yeah.
Arizona, San Fran is pretty.
The Rams. And then you look at last week. Aaron Rodgers struggled. Aaron Rodgers, you could say, he struggled again this week. He
Well, he
put
played
up
a great
pretty
first
modest.
half, but the second half they just kind of
But
stopped.
Detroit's team. I mean, they shouldn't have let team at all. Let's look at it. That's very pedestrian. But then you look at Matthew Stafford, 385 yards, and his best receiver right now is Marvin Jones. Aaron Rodgers got Randall Cobb, Jordy Nelson. He should be putting a monster against Detroit's defense. Ziggy, it's not a great performance, and I think this Green Bay team is really overrated. Haven't done much recently. So the roster has not gotten better at losses. I'm for the rest of the way. I haven't looked at their schedule too much, but so I'm gonna leave Minnesota up there. I have to give them a lot of love right now. Even I know that they barely beat they lost to the Rams. They barely beat Miami. They blew out San Francisco, and San Francisco played Carolina. You obviously know that Carolina's a better team, or I should say, is a better team. They got Jimmy Graham back with a fluke. The Rams always play them closely.
Yeah,
me,
but I still haven't really been impressed by them.
They were impressive this week. 37 points. I mean, what do you have to not get impressed with there?
They always blow out San Fran and Seattle, I feel like, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Green Bay's been a little bit better, and the competition I feel like has been a little bit better for them. Minnesota, you could argue,
Green Bay's
has
not
been
like
the best
whatsoever.
team. Minnesota may be the best team in the league right now, and they played a competitive game against them.
I think
So
Minnesota, they may not be the best team right now, but if they keep playing
yeah,
like
exactly.
this, once they get to the playoffs, they should get through. I'm not gonna say easily because you never know because the opponent, and even though whoever else injuries and such, they're still a very tough team. They got the Legion of Boom, Russell
Yeah,
Wilson. I'm not counting them out at
I don't know, man.
all.
I have a
Arizona
bad
may
feeling
even
about him this
Arizona
year.
too.
Wilson, I don't know if he'll make the full season, man. He's had a lot of injuries. Looks like he sprained his MCL, and that's a hard injury to get over. It's not the worst, but it's still a tough, difficult injury.
I don't know. Rodgers has to put the team on his back, and he hasn't really shown he can do that so far.
Yeah,
Hasn't looked amazing. He hasn't looked like Aaron Rodgers. He's looked
no, he
like
hasn't.
an average quarterback.
Yeah,
But a lot of these guys, even like Carson Wentz, are showing him up in the first few weeks. He's gonna have to
Carson
like
Wentz, man. Carson Wentz is
drastically
cheap.
improved. Yeah,
Carson Wentz has been
I
like
don't care
MVP, man.
I don't care what Skip Bayless says. I mean, you gotta give credit
Carson
to
Wentz is
Dak. Dak looks like he's the franchise quarterback of the Cowboys moving forward, and
Yeah,
he looks
absolutely.
poised. But Wentz has been unbelievable, way better than Dak.
Yeah, I'm a Cowboys fan, and I say that because Wentz is playing with Dez, Terrence Williams, and Cole Beasley are much better than Matthews, Aguilar, and Riley Cooper or whatever. And our offensive line is 100 times better than theirs. And Dak is
Philly's offensive line has been pretty solid so far, giving them a
but
clean pocket.
it's not Dallas good. Come on, neither of them have any
But he has a
turnovers.
clean pocket. You have to also realize that.
Yeah, but it's still not as good as Dallas is.
Well,
And
Dallas has a great offensive line, but I think the thing that really makes it the huge difference between them and Philly is just their run blocking.
Yeah, that's true. But still, 6-1 touchdown throws that speaks for itself. So I give an edge definitely Carson Wentz.
You also have to look that Dallas has a great running back group, led by Morris and Zeke, and they also got Lance Dunbar. I mean, Prescott can even carry it in. They've just been getting in. Most of their touchdowns have come in the red zone, and where they could just pound it in. They don't even have to risk throwing it because teams can't stop them just because of that front is so dominant, and the running backs are just great at putting it in on the goal line.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like Dak has played, he's played terrific so far. I'm really thrilled with how he's played, but I definitely give an edge to Wentz.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that I wouldn't, because I do, and I honestly didn't think Wentz would come in and play this well.
No, not at all.
To be perfectly honest, I thought he would come in not like drastically struggle, but I thought he would look to more like a. I'm trying to think of an example. Maybe like a Blake Bortles as a rookie, maybe a few less turnovers.
I thought it was a lot worse.
Blake Bortles wasn't that great as a rookie, but maybe I'll say Derek Carr.
Okay.
Rookie Derek Carr. He was pretty poised. He had a pretty decent rookie season, but the problem was his team wasn't that great around him. And I didn't think Philly was going to have that great of a year. I didn't think the roster was that great. Problem was they didn't have that great of a team around them, and
their defense has been terrific.
Their offensive firepower wasn't really there, which ended up causing Carr just to have like a mediocre season overall, as the record showed. They went like 4-12.
Philly?
No, I'm talking about Oakland when Carr was a rookie.
Yeah, 4-12, I think. Yeah, what am I saying? Yeah, I'm really impressed with Wentz. Think of that, because he had, only one. He had a horrible training camp. They say he only played half a game of preseason because he had the hairline fracture. And then I think it was a week before the season, 2 weeks before the season. They're like, because they traded Bradford. They're like, all right, Wentz, you're our starter. So for him to go in and take the league really by storm is really impressive. he's looked like a veteran. Let's be honest. He's pretty fearless, throwing like deep balls, and he's throwing them like good. He's not throwing a lot of ducks. He's putting a lot of spin on that ball. So I'm really, really impressed with Wentz so far.
The funny thing
props
is,
to Philly.
people at first in Philly, when they traded with Bradford, they're like, "Oh no, we're stuck with Chase Daniel. Wentz isn't ready. He's hurt." And the funny thing is, after Wentz's first couple of games, we were even wondering like if Bradford was a better quarterback than Wentz in the first place, which he may not be. But the Eagles ended up winning out because they got Wentz, who's less injured prone, and he's way younger than Bradford as well as cheaper. He also may take care of the football a little better than Bradford, but Bradford doesn't really struggle with turnovers. And I have to say, this is some of the best Sam Bradford I've seen.
He has an actual team now. He never really had a great team in St. Louis.
I honestly thought I thought the Bills should have went after Bradford last year.
I don't know. I feel like Buffalo's farther away from the Super Bowl. Like I think they would have had to trade too much or paid too much.
No, they would have had to trade like a second round. They probably could have gotten away with trading like EJ Manuel and like a 4th round pick for him.
Well, if they
but I'm saying instead
of
going after, instead of like getting rid of instead of getting Castle as our like veteran quarterback. I mean, we still probably would have signed Taylor anyways, but
yeah,
I feel like anyways, that Bradford's a better quarterback right now at this juncture than Taylor. I still wasn't overly impressed with his passing attributes this past Sunday. Call me a hater. I've just not really seen anything that shows franchise quarterback here who could go through his reads, grow to the middle of the field, and put the team on his back for the win. He hasn't done that.
Well, Taylor, I agree with, is never going to be like an all-star. You're like a elite quarterback. But he did what he had to do. Like he didn't do anything to lose that game. Like
he didn't do anything to win that game.
Well, that's because they were, up for most of it. Like, the defense played fantastic.
The
but
running game. If the running game struggled, if Arizona would have been smart and actually keyed in on the running game and stacked the box versus
that would have been a lot smarter because
we probably would have
Watkins didn't even play.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the thing, he was playing without Watkins too. So,
but if Watkins doesn't play this week, Belichick. I mean, I have to give credit where credit's due to Bruce Arians for turning around the Cardinals, but you can't compare Belichick to Arians. Arians has made several key mistakes as a head coach. Belichick won't make those mistakes. He'll stop Shady, and he'll force Taylor to be a passer. And what has Taylor shown in 2 games versus New England?
He was pretty good his first time, wasn't he?
He had 1 good quarter, and that was
the fourth quarter.
1 good quarter, and even threw a pick then. Like he wasn't great at all.
They should have won Monday night's game in New England, and McCoy dropped an easy touchdown. Remember that? He is
they were
wide
still
open.
Down by 7 anyways.
No, I think they would have went up or something. They would have went up.
You can't say that because they ended up losing by 7.
Yeah, but I can't remember what happened.
Dan Carpenter missed a field goal, and then New England scored somehow. But
got the ball and scored, so it would have definitely
Taylor
changed. It could have changed.
It could have turned it, but Taylor was hurt in that game, and he didn't play well at the end. Anyways, we can't really talk about that. He was slightly better last year as a passer. People are now forcing him to be like a true passer, and I don't think he's really going to survive through this season. I hope I'm wrong, but I think it's time to start looking for a quarterback in Buffalo. But let's see.
Still a lot of time left.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to some other games.
Yeah. Do you get the whole Hillary Clinton memes going on?
Oh yeah.
Clinton.
Yeah, they're hilarious. Of course I do.
I know.
Yo, let's talk about your Vikings.
We already did it.
Putting a beat down. Did we?
Yeah,
talk about that.
Best team in the NFC. Houston sucks.
No, but we didn't talk about the game though. Well, we kind of did.
We talked about our power rankings. They beat
Yeah, I guess.
they beat a great Carolina team in Carolina, and a huge team victory. Bradford
Yeah.
was still like pretty good enough for the W, and then also their defense was great again.
Yeah.
Back-to-back performances against two of the
Eight
best quarterbacks
sacks,
in the league.
8 sacks, 3 interceptions on Sunday. That's incredible.
Yeah, best. I think it's 8 sacks.
Yeah, 8 sacks,
Wow, that's
which
crazy.
is like that's like Denver-esque. I'm
Carolina though has never really had like a great offensive line because remember how many years ago Mario Williams had 4.5 sacks in one game?
Yeah, I remember that. Because they had that Mike Remmers guy. He's so bad. Remmers and Orr, they're trash.
Yeah.
Like they're like a guaranteed like 4 sacks against.
Okay. Denver Denver had a pretty big win.
They had a very big
Cincinnati.
one, yeah.
I'm not sold on Cincinnati, but I'm also not sold on Trevor Simeon for
I don't
now,
know.
just because once they play New England, I think Belichick's gonna find some way to expose him and make him
I
look
don't know.
like a seventh round pick. I know
Well,
that.
he's already
Belichick's the
he's already
best
thrown a lot of
in
picks.
history. Who?
Trevor Simeon. He's
Not
already thrown
really.
3. He's thrown 3 in 3 games. And he didn't have any on Sunday.
I mean, that's pretty pedestrian. 3 in 3 games.
Yeah, but he's a first year starter. Trevor Simeon really impressed me on Sunday, actually.
So, yeah, 3 picks. Okay.
He had 2 on opening night, I think.
Yeah.
But he played a great game. Like I was really impressed with him. He made a lot of big throws. That one third down touchdown to Demaryius Thomas. That was like, wow. That was a
Yeah,
great
I
throw.
know.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Denver so far.
Here's the thing. Like, you look at Denver and New England, in a couple of years, both of them are going to have quarterback controversies because
Yeah.
Denver has got a first-round pick backup. New England, they may have Brady for a couple of years, and then Garoppolo, a couple more years, I should say, and then Garoppolo is coming in hot as a potential either free agency pickup
Yeah.
or something, or as a trade if
Yeah,
New England decides to end up getting rid of him. They also have Brissett, so both those teams I think are gonna end up one of those guys will end up the starter and the other guy will end up on another team, probably most likely starting, I think, because
I'm with
both
you on that.
quarterbacks on both teams are pretty good.
Yeah, they look pretty good. Well, Brissett didn't really impress me. Like he was okay. Like he made a few big throws, but he overthrew. Like there was one, he had Hogan wide open, and he way overthrew him. It would have been an easy 6, but
He
he
still
did.
managed the game.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He's a
Houston though
rookie.
totally. Yeah, no, yeah. Houston totally crapped the
He
bed
played
though. Like
He played pretty well, actually. I was pretty impressed with Brissett, his running ability. He didn't really throw the ball a lot, but
yeah,
he wasn't as Garoppolo. But you can expect that because Garoppolo was in his third year in the league. Brissett barely even has played any in the NFL. And he probably think, in my opinion, that he probably had less repetitions because like the Patriots had to deal with preparing 2 starters this season. But you're right. It's going to be interesting where they go about with this.
yeah. If I were New England, I would like explore options like now with Garoppolo.
Oh, Garoppolo, yeah.
So yeah, some idiots like the Browns or someone basically the Browns will like trade a ton. Just be like, oh my god, they had a few good games. We'll
Okay.
give you 4 first
I would
rounders.
honestly, if I'm Cleveland, I would give them Philly's first round pick because it could end up in the teens, and you could still get a
For
top
Garoppolo?
player. Yeah, you could still end up with like a top player in like the top 5 wherever you finish out. And then next year you got Pryor, who's been a weapon so far, Coleman
Yeah, he's been great.
and Gordon, and then Crowell and Barnage, and Duke Johnson if they can ever figure out how to use him. Like a lot of teams don't even have like one receiver's as good as one of those guys. Like Corey Coleman, I think could be like the number 1 receiver on a handful of teams in this league.
Yeah, he's really good.
And then Pryor also 144
reception yards. That was crazy.
Okay, he put up like a triple double in the NFL, so to
He even
speak.
played some safety. Did you see
He did.
that?
He did?
Yeah, he played a few safety plays because their safety got hurt.
Oh my
Like, oh my,
gosh.
that's hilarious.
Like, what's amazing is just like the drive this guy has to win. Like, even being
Yeah.
on the Browns is like, oh, I didn't do enough. I congratulate my teammates' performances, but I didn't do enough to win this game. And could he have done more? 144 receiving yards,
No.
which I'm sure is like probably top 5 in terms of receiving performances.
Yeah, considering you have
One
Cody
rushing
Kessler throwing you. Cody Kessler.
Yeah. Okay, then he also had a rushing touchdown, like 20 rushing yards and like 35 passing yards, like 3
Yeah.
of 5.
That was crazy. Barkley. Ding.
Yeah. Jeez, that guy's crazy. And what
Lord.
pisses me off is that I had Pryor on my fantasy team like 3 weeks ago.
My fantasy team is so screwed. I'm 0-3 already.
Yeah. It's not. I'm not looking good unless Bell comes in and like saves me or something.
Apparently,
Save me
James
from the nothing I've become. Okay, what about James?
texted me today and like wants to trade for Langford, who's out 6 weeks.
Oh, do it.
I'm going to. I'm like, what do you want? He doesn't text me back though. I'm like, what do you want for him?
I
I'll be like
lost by
CJ
64
Anderson.
points.
Holy crap! To
I was
who?
projected to win the Annie.
Dang. But the thing about fantasy though is like it's so
It's so
unpredictable.
fluky. It's
Exactly.
such a fluke.
Like it's not really anything you can do. Like it's
Well, I did make some huge. I effed up like majorly by getting rid of the Eagles defense in place of Dallas, which was like the worst move ever. And then
yeah.
I didn't
Dallas didn't do that good. So they did okay, but not
like.
nothing.
I just the main reason I did that is because like I thought that Philly was gonna get like
No,
raped.
that's smart because they're playing Pittsburgh and they were playing Chicago, so I probably would have done the same.
And then I didn't even know that Delaney Walker was out, which is like it wasn't like
Oh
even
yeah,
announced.
he got
It
ruled
was
out at like halfway through like Sunday, so
oh, I know that. And
it's not that's not really your
no,
fault. Yeah.
was it? I think no. It said he was ruled out before the game.
Well, that's why I meant like right before the game or something.
Yeah.
So
And I had Jimmy Graham scored 24 points on the bench. So
uh,
right there is like the 60 points that I ended up losing by. And Jones, I think Jones had 1 point the entire game, which was crap. I'm most concerned about my receivers, honestly. Like Watkins hasn't played great at all. Other receivers, Steve Smith, Wallace, Crabtree. I need to make a trade. But I get Bell back, which is very fortunate.
Lord.
Well, is that it for the recap? We did have some technical difficulties. Sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry about that. Did you even watch last night's game? I didn't.
I watched a little. I kind of wish I did.
I watched like I watched like 2 seconds of it, and I think like the Saints had scored first.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I watched that and I'm like, oh, this is stupid.
You know, like the entire like Hillary Clinton meme is going around. Like, I'm gonna make an even better one. Just wait. Anyways, peace, man.
Peace. Thanks for watching.